Hello, today is the 16th of August, 2021, and I am getting ready to read on Peter Steele. Rather, I should say with Peter Steele, because the way that I work in doing this is the cards are just some cues. I also have to use my intuition with the tarot, but I just use the cards to give more voice to those that are on the other side that I'm reading on, and by use of the symbols of the cards, and I find it works. I also pick up, of course, intuitively certain, like, I do have some clairaudience, and just kind of knowing that comes, and I've had to learn, and I'm still learning to trust it and let it grow, but with discernment. You don't just want to be wide open. So, oh my gosh, my hand is a little bit bothersome there today. Little arthritis. When you get over 30, and especially over 40, and then especially over 50, you feel it. Ooh. Okay, so I'm connecting, firstly, with Peter Steele of type O negative. I like to use his Polish name of Petrus. I'm Latvian, and by descent, my mother's from Latvia, and our languages are not really similar, but they are somewhat similar in that a male's name, or somebody who identifies as male, will have an S at the end of it. It's a more masculine energy, all right, given to the name. So, like my grandpa, his name was Janus, and my great uncle would be Eurus. So when I see Peter's name, it's, and I know that that's how people identify him, the anglicized version. But I always have a kind of a thing that I want to refer to him as Petrus, naturally. So I will do that in my head. However, if it comes out my mouth, just know that, why. I just wanted to give you that explanation, and that kind of helps me. It's one of those details that helps me to try to tune in. My purpose in this is just to allow Peter Steele, Petrus, to share what he wants to. If it is, take a long walk off a short pier, then it's that, and that's what I'll convey. But he was someone who, I believe, enjoyed the art of conversation. I think it was difficult to find people who could follow him. And he was very quick-witted. And for the troubles and the issues that he had, the crosses that he had to bear in his life, I am blown away by what a beautiful person on the inside he was able to remain, being bullied and beaten up. And, you know, any guy that likes cats is 100% with me. So, because I, you know, don't F with cats, really. I couldn't even watch Don't F with Cats. That's how much I love cats. It's like, I can't, you know. So, while you might be annoyed about me talking like this, and some people do get annoyed, it's part of my ability to tune in. People that expect you to just throw down the cards, do the reading, gimme, gimme, gimme. Those are the people that really just I don't want. And they somehow think that we need to have their opinion and post when they post that, you know. I really enjoy blocking and deleting them. Such takers. I really don't, that's it. I just really can't put up with takers. I know that was actually part of typo lyrics in one of their songs. So I'm trying to give these cards a good shuffle. The deck I chose is the Haunted House Tarot because with Peter Steele and goth metal, and I really don't want to just throw a goth metal label on them, but that's what society has done. They played their own unique music, and really, I think are underappreciated. Just changing the light because this room is, the light is changing in here. Okay. So I'm just going to ask Peter to see what he wants to share without further more. Okay. Okay, this is the Queen of Pentacles. I think I'll do this. No, he's telling me to do it in pairs like I was going to do. Okay. And the Ace of Swords. Well, this is about, let's see. Some kind of ending here, to be clear about an ending. You know, maybe his own death. Something, well, this could be, I mean, I'm a Queen of Pentacles. This could be me using me to bring clarity about an issue around his death. Okay? I'm going to try that theory, that that's what this means, and see if the following cards make sense of that or where they draw me. This is what's so compelling about tarot. Because it's fluid. You know, you can say, oh, that looks like that, and then you throw down a few more cards and trust. Sometimes those, you'll be so glad that you threw down those few extra cards, because it can completely change what you thought you were seeing. All right. Interesting. He's telling me about a different point of view. from a different perspective. And I feel like it is, he's, you know, like asking me, this is like identifying me to relate it, because that's what I'm doing. I'm like the interpreter, and he's kind of saying, you know, you're the interpreter. And this is a lot of thought. This is also indicating to me telepathy. Now, I think he's like trying to, okay. When I first started picking up on him, which has been within the last few days, it was really strong. I mean, like telepathic. And I knew it was his voice. And I was like, I was just kind of marveling at how clear little comments he was making, you know, as I was kind of learning a bit more about the band and listening to the music. Helps me get, you know, in the zone for the readings. And so I thought, that's just me, you know, that's me and my imagination, but isn't that nice? But it persisted, and I thought, I wonder if he's, you know, if that's still, even despite the fact that many times I'm on point. I want you to know I've got a doubting, there's a doubting Thomas within, and I like to test also what comes to me, and you should. That's how you build discernment. Discernment's very important. So there were things that little key phrases that he hit me over the head with the tarot readings that I've done prior. So I definitely feel like he is indicating here that wanting me to bring up that communication clarity, and I feel like he's confirming for me that it wasn't just my cynical mind, and helping me to see it from a different point of view. Thank you so much, Peter, but this reading is also supposed to be about you. But I feel like he's right here. It's very comfortable. This makes me feel like him. I mean, this is the King of Swords, and I know he was very, very much a Capricorn. He had a lot of Capricorn, a lot of planets in Capricorn, including his sun. But I feel like the look, this is his persona of, I think, Peter Steele. Okay, the performer. Look at even the way, do you guys remember how he had sideburns, the cut of his sideburns? Even this kind of, just mimics it in a certain way. This to me is the alter ego persona that he had, which was very much like himself, part of himself, definitely, of Peter Steele. Yeah, he's saying, yeah, that was really me. You know, even though I've passed on, I'm sending you information. And this is Temperance. Now, he had a love for redheads. And I think brunettes. Oh my God, this, I really do think I'm, oh boy, this is funny. Okay. That was all him right there. That little, you know, redheads and brunettes. Okay. Even though he's passed on, he said, you know, still has that preference. I'm laughing at the same time. This is very much, if you, yeah, I think I'm definitely catching up with him. Okay, let's continue. All right, what else do you want to share with me? So he's letting me know that I don't need to doubt that I actually was hearing him very clearly. I dismissed it because, that's unfortunately a trained response of silliness rather than, but sometimes, a cigar is just a cigar. So you can't always think everything's always a sign. But I got from him, you should have known better. And he's right. This is just teaching me to see it from a different point of view, clarifying it. And it was very swift. He was very able to communicate with me. He's confirming that, yeah, you did indeed pick me up that clearly, telepathically. And then, he's talking here about temperance, about moderation, tweaking here or there, balance. I feel like this is also chit-chat, that he's willing to share, communicate via me, though he's, passed on. Because I also ask for permission. I don't just think when I'm shuffling, I'm going to just ask somebody, stick my nose in there and ask. It's like you ask permission. To me, it's a matter of respect. All right. This is about what you can't see. And things not always being what they appear. This can be some sneakiness too. And he might be indicating that he was known. Okay, definitely picking up on him. I just remember this one thing that I heard, that he was known for playing tricks on his family, his sisters. This feels much like what he's doing. Like, you can't see me, and I'm playing with you a bit. It's not, I don't feel any malice at all. I just feel like, it's like, if you can look at this from a dark sense of humor, and I have an extremely dark sense of humor, I'm sure many of you do too, and Peter Steele certainly did, that it's like, just, if you didn't see their typo negative punking, I think it was Pantera, on stage, you must see it. They maybe played 3 songs, I guess, and then they were throwing cold cuts and toilet paper at him and everything. It was really just silly. So he was quite a jokester. He was quite, he's correcting me, and I sit corrected. So this is him letting me know, yeah, I was just messing with you a bit. But wow, he's got a very clear ability to communicate. And it has been 11 years since his passing, going on, no, yes, 11. It's already been 11 years because it was April, wasn't it? I thought it was April when he passed. But anyway, I know it was 2010. Forgive me if I don't have the right month. So, let's see what else. He's definitely, on. He's not completely, he's making a joke about, I'm not dead, and I get it. He's funny. Okay. And this is part of, he's showing me the Tower. Okay. Something sudden. And now this looks like he's talking about something in the future. So I'm going to keep my eyes on that line also. He might be wanting to communicate something that's important. That could be in the planning. Let's see. Ooh. I feel like he's letting me know he would warn me of stuff. Okay, I'm down for that. Because look at this, when we look at this line across. Yeah, this is really making me feel like there's some kind of warning that he's going to be giving me. Some plans that somebody has. Or about someone that, oh, I think I know who this is about. I think. Yeah, I definitely feel like he's going to be giving me some kind of information, or wants to give me some kind of information to be helpful, because it looks like there's maybe some sort of hidden attack or unexpected event with the Tower coming. This could be just passing it along to me because I'm a receiver of, like I've got the antennas up. And it would have to do with something, I think, like an oppressive attack, some kind of domestic or otherwise. I'm quite surprised. Okay. Maybe that's why. Yeah, duh. I've been trying to get your attention, he's saying. Okay. Getting the moon. It could be a dream or vision I'm shown. Even just the feeling. Yeah, there's something, in this case now we have the ill-dignified Two of Pentacles, something unstable. Well, just thinking about the Afghan issue now, this makes me think we're going to see a reignition of attacks attempted where perpetrators can either lone or with others attempt to do harm. He's giving me groups together. He's trying to warn me, and I think he's trying to warn me about the East Coast. Yes, wants to expose something that is oppressive, something dark, because the devil's a very powerful sign. It's not just, it would be somebody that's number one, Peter Steele was not evil. I really feel like with all the other cards here, he's trying to warn me about something. And so I'm getting intuitively also about an attack. Some new beginning. There could be women that could be used in some of these. It's trying to avert, when we look down this row, also, it's giving me a message about balance, temperance, trying to temper death. And this is intelligence, and with the Queen of Swords and the Fool, there is some, make me aware of something that's a new beginning that people aren't aware of, a new start. He's trying to expose something, and I feel like definitely with the King of Swords here, this can be because of Trump. There's just this evil that gets exposed. He's telling me he didn't like Trump. I have no way to confirm or not confirm that. I just know that I just got that in my real clear again. Like I was before, but when I was dismissing. Okay. He's just saying that's going to be totally exposed. There's he's wanting to give help because I think of the oppressive situation that we're under because of Trump. Yeah. There's clarity. This is urgent. Hidden deals, he said. Trying to help and cover up. Covering up instability, covering up dirty money. Being exposed. Oh, in a whole new way. He's wanted to talk about 45. He says there's just this would indicate a whole new time coming. Of hidden plans being exposed. Okay. And I think connected to Trump. So that can be domestic or otherwise. There's that's good. Something's going to be averted. the future. He's letting me know that. Because there's some underhanded stuff that they're still, I believe, seeking to do, to bring us, to try to bring down the government. But there's intelligence that will end up I don't know if it's like a leak. There's an exposure of this, or definite clarity of this danger. And this is about hidden things, and that would have a massive and sudden destructive, it would reset. So I'm like, wow. He's wanting to, I don't think he's wanting to talk about himself right now at all. I'm to share this first and maybe do another. He really doesn't like Trump at all. He has a very, he's aware of what's going on. He wants us to know that. And, yeah, he's not a fan. Let me just clear this. And he's saying, now he's here in this to me. And there's two others with him. Clear these cards away. Thank you for that message, Peter. Was not what I was expecting. I'll have to see how it fits and see if I got that right or wrong, but appreciate that. Okay, what are the next cards? So now this card to me is much more Peter's energy with all that Capricorn. And he tended to sit that way too in the throne. He was if you don't know, he was 6'8". Well, no, I think that probably with his shoes on, but at least 6'7". And his hands were like shovels. Beautiful shovels. He really did have beautiful hands. I always look at people's hands. Anyway, let's lay down the cards and see what he wants to share here. Working with other people, collaboration. Oh, when he passed, of course, they were going to be looking to make a new album. And he didn't get to do that. I think he's indicating that here. That definitely feels like that. Because when I read on musicians, this is kind of one of those cards that I give a certain meaning toward when it comes to like an album or any kind of release. It's the Page of Pentacles. It's like, to me, it could be, the finished bit of music. And with this Two of Swords is saying, no action, canceled, didn't happen. So, And the three of them, oh my God, why did I not think of that? The guys in the band. And he wasn't well. Oh my God, okay. Okay. Thank you, Peter. He's really so wonderful. What a great warning. I'll look at that again. I'll probably even get more insight after I post this up. So I will continue to read on that. I feel like he was trying to draw my attention to something coming. And now he's addressing more about himself and his life and his band. And that album that they were going to be looking to work again, for sure. I think he was really looking forward to that, but he was not feeling well, much like there's a story behind this card deck. It's kind of cool. It's a funky deck, and again, this is the Haunted House Tarot deck. And so you see this figure, this woman, kind of in a reclined kind of needing perhaps the assistance of other people. That's part of the storyline, but the three is always about teamwork, and there were three in his band. So I'm sorry, that's one of my kids. So I feel that that's the band, definitely. And this makes sense to me as not being able to, unfortunately, pursue some sort of creative project. This is about, and it's a redhead, I don't know, could be a girlfriend. It's Queen of Wands, but it can also denote just energy, creative energy. Let's see. And we have the Emperor here, and he was the lead, the lead of that band. And I feel like this is his kind of creative flow, and it wouldn't surprise me at all if a redheaded female wouldn't be like a muse for him. Now I do know that there was one that absolutely broke his heart, and this is maybe the one he's referring to. With the Emperor here, this is usually the sign of a husband. Now, I don't remember if she was married, or I don't know, she really did something screwed up to him. It was really, really weird. Unfortunately, she was not loyal. Anyway, I don't know if he's referring to her, but I know that this particular ex was the source of many of some of his most wild songs, and this may be what he's referring to here. I think it is. Yes. Okay. What do you want to say about it? This is a card of feeling numb and angry, furious, enraged, with the Ten of Wands. Now, I'm getting the anger out of the Ten of Wands, that it is an oppressive anger that he couldn't shut off. Because he felt he's indicating here that what she did, I believe, was messed up. He may not have been noticing certain things too with this Four of Wands because he was focused on other things. So there may have been people trying to tell him in the past about her, I'm getting. I don't know, to be honest. He says, I like this deck. It has a lot of redheads. Okay. Yeah. Okay, this is the Ace of Cups. This is an overflow, as you know, about emotion. And I think he's definitely addressing that spill of creative, emotional flow because of the relationship. And he was saying that, I know he did say, like a lot of artists say, unfortunately, that tends to be where I write some of my best materials from my pain or my some deeply felt emotional nature experience with someone. I just feel like he was saying, this is a way of him saying too with this moon, and he was I know he was a big fan of a full moon. So there was an intensity that he's also giving me with this emotion just coming out of him. Okay. Yeah, this messed with really hurt him, his head. Really put him through the mill. Mental breakdown, he's saying. That must be the reference he's making to it disappearing, quote unquote, for a while. Which is pretty widely known, was because he did end up having to go be treated. His parents intervened, had an intervention, because he was in a drug-induced kind of psychosis. And he was, I think, bipolar anyway, and I know he did say that he did abuse drugs, so this must be kind of a reference to that, I feel. It would indicate it really wounded him and it was difficult for him to release the damage, heal the damage that she did. Completely. He survived it, is what he's saying. But, like, whoa. That's what he wants to say about that. And what it did make him do, yeah. Here he's indicating that he had to change. There was a change in his life, and that required, I think, a great deal of practicality. And I think with his parents intervening here is the intervention to get him physically in care. Because he wasn't well physically nor mentally. Sorry, my nail polish got chipped. Use my hands a lot. So let's just look here. Yeah, he's definitely acknowledging that. Made him feel like he was some kind of ashamed. And it wasn't even his fault. And so I feel like he's addressing that, and I think he's addressing that he's, I think, still had to deal with that on the other side. He's also, I think, showing me this to let me know I'm tracking on him. Yeah, so he's talking about the communication. So, also that she manipulated him. Okay. Okay. In a variety of different ways. A real narcissist. I'm getting the feeling that this person, she may have tried to still be saying stuff or something. But he wants to set the record straight, apparently, about her. Because he keeps returning to that. At the same time, surviving that experience and the loss, I think, of his father, and being this lead frontman of a band, and going through, having all this responsibility was really tough for him. And I think he got to a point where a change had to occur, a decision had to be made. And that's where I feel like family, his family, helping him. Chaotic. This is fighting, combative. Something with maybe a vehicle. Oh, he had a vehicle, that's right. And it's black. Something about maybe it could be like competing with that vehicle. He said she couldn't compete with the vehicle. He's got quite a sense of humor, looking at this in retrospect. Maybe they fought over the car a lot in the time he spent with it. That he wasn't... They wanted him to change his life. Okay, what else am I getting now? This is also, it feels to me like that band was just getting started, really. And he was just going to get better. Because he was reaching a certain point where he was willing to, I feel like, take opportunity to grow, to expand with that Two of Wands. And with his writing, with the Magician, and with the idea of creative flow of ideas, I think towards the end of his life, he's showing me that he was getting some really wondrous new coming to him. And I think it would have still had kind of, particularly kind of the metally, the edge, right? And it would have succeeded. And there's something further yet that may, in the future, be done with, which wouldn't surprise me, of maybe some tracks or something that this is not unusual when I read on musicians, that there's like, you know, because not everything makes it onto an album. There might be bits and pieces that somebody gets permission to use and produce, so that it is in some kind of a format that we can all listen to it. So I'm getting, this could also, might be a way of him saying it kicks ass. Yeah. There are legalities involved, and it would be a new venture. But I do believe that a little further into the future, and partially he's saying because of COVID, a lot of people have rediscovered typo negative. And just because they're, you know, listening to, because it's dark, and if you're smart, you understand that a great deal of it is tongue-in-cheek. It's has beautiful melodies, but this to me feels so much like, you know, the legal end of it, and the creative start of something being brought together. It could be just bits of footage, you know. It could be like commemorative. Variety, like could be a documentary on him, but it wants to honor his music and the footage of him, and I just because I'm getting like film footage of him where he's, you know, also present, that this is audio visual. Okay. Of his life, and again a card of success and recognition. Yeah, there's that commemorative it has yet to, this is not anything they've done yet. It could be that something will be done, like I said, just feel like something will be done with material of the band, and I'm sure perhaps with his estate, where the more private personal pictures are, that his family might be willing to, I don't know, allow to successfully commemorate him. Definitely a feeling around that. And he's appreciative of it. Also, he's saying it's not just me, it's the band, where the band will be recognized. But it's official type, you know. Fancy schmancy. But nonetheless, you know, it's appreciated, right? And this is the Six of Swords. He'll be working, he says, I'm working with them, this, you know, beyond the veil. That behind the scenes, literally, his spirit is there for this kind of work that people would do or be doing on him in the future, as I definitely see something that's coming. And there's a legality, that has to be properly done. So it, I think that it would be some kind of, like I said, commemoration or documentary, audio-visual, where you get the mixture of not just who he was as an entertainer, but a bit more as a person too. It's giving me the card of enduring a great deal of betrayal and broken-hearted issues and illness. I know that he, had a lot in his family. His mother lost limbs, was looking to lose them from she had diabetes, I believe. And he had a sister that passed. And of course his father, aunts, uncles, of course. Yeah, everything dies. I think he lists the people at the point. But, and this is talking about that they've endured despite it. Beyond that veil. They're through it, gone through it. They've survived and moved on here, especially with the Six of Swords. It means that he is, just as many people say, no longer in the same state of ill health, etc., or lack of clarity because of ill health and so forth. Because ill health, you don't feel good. But this is him working, definitely, continuing to work, as they often do. They don't just go like, oh yeah, I'm just going to retire to a cloud. Healing. He's working and worked on his healing. And his sorrow becomes stronger. And I think in dealing with his issues of mourning and grief, getting that he's very advanced in his abilities, and I can tell you the telepathic aspect of him is what I got was astounding. I didn't believe it. That's why I brushed it off. But that's just too much. He gives me the 9 and the of Cups and the 10 of Pentacles with the family. Very happy with his family. He's very happy to be with his family and his ancestors. Very content, I get the word. He realizes now he's saying there's no real abandonment. But even though the earthly experience gives you that experience of feeling abandoned, we're really not. And also because losing those members of his family hurt him so much, he's showing us, hey, I'm happy. I'm content now. I've got my family around me, and we don't have to even worry about quote-unquote death anymore, because that's not part of our existence anymore. His mother, that's the Empress, and I get the Knight of Wands. Ah, okay. His mother's in really good fit form. Never been so fit. He's saying, and himself, just well-being is there, and vitality, and energy. And I believe it is also because we have family, a nod to his mother, having vitality and good health. And we know that that was really important. He loved his mother very much and loves his mother very much. Yeah, grown stronger even, he's saying, at the 7, or how only gotten, you get better, on that desk. You become stronger on the other side. You still have to work at it. Build it. But you can deepen it. There's further opportunity to I think in spirit revive after enduring quite the life. Let's see. A lot of suffering, yes, with the 10 in the end, and you, again, that kind of the sense of everything dies. You have to move on once that form is kaput. It's just a form. But you don't cease to be, just a certain form of you does. And he's talking about that, I feel like, and shifting, moving on. That you have to change. Sometimes that's, you run that vehicle as long as you can. But he's also talking about taking care of your health too. And not pushing yourself so much to the point that you burn out. Take care of your health. That's part of the message. Don't neglect your health. Getting something more, that's why I'm paused. Security. He's fine. He wants to let people know that he doesn't feel insecure anymore. He doesn't feel unloved or alone, or it's not the same experience. He's got a different understanding. And he also brought that up. And when the first set of cards I threw out for him. So he feels secure. He's got his family with him. This is often the card of family. Maybe he's even got a love on the other side. Who knows? But he feels like he is surrounded by definitely his ancestors and his family. And he is not for want, is the words that come to me. And I get that pets as well, are there with him. And he wants people to know he's good, that he is good. And that he's definitely participates, not unlike many other musicians that I've read on, and entertainers, with when things are being done with their work that's going to be good. A lot of them like to be involved or try to be, part of that. And I definitely felt I see that coming. So I'm going to leave that there because we are now at 1 hour and 4 minutes. And I thank Peter for sharing with us. That was incredible. I feel like he gave me a ton of confirmations with strictly using the card symbology. And I'll read on him again. So I think we got information about watching out for certain events that will be thwarted. There is something to that. And as I said, it feels like, again, the East Coast. You know, it could be the capital again. It could be certain places there because of Trump and because of what he stirred up, I think, with what he enabled to happen in Afghanistan. That's his fault. And I think Peter was trying to warn us that there will be some attempt there, but I believe it could be discovered, but it could come very close. So that there was definitely, I have to mention that, and if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, and that's fine. But I can't not say that I didn't pick up on that. And then I felt like he went on about his bits about his personal life, and so to confirm things. So let me know how you felt about that. And I'll see if he wants to be read upon again. I'll be reading upon him privately and off the camera, chatting with him. And if I feel that he wants me to share something, I will put it back up. Okay. If you like this content, please like and subscribe. Make sure that you're still subscribed. Not kidding. And thank you so much. Make sure you hit the thumbs up. And I'll see you in the next video or live.